He walked into the courtroom, heart pounding, carrying nothing but a battered leather briefcase. The judge sneered at him, already dismissing him as insignificant. In that moment, you could see the disbelief in the judge's eyes before he even spoke. But what came next would shatter every assumption, because the very person he underestimated was no ordinary defendant. Who was this teenager, and why would his next move leave the whole court gasping? It started in a modest suburban town, where Amir Thomas lived with his mother in a small apartment above a bakery. He was 17, smart, observant, always lost in books or case studies about law. His dream: become a civil rights attorney. His classmates underestimated him, just a kid, but he carried in his mind dry legal principles and sharp logic. By day, Amir worked part-time at a library, shelving books and helping students with research. In the evenings, he studied cases late into the night under a single lamp. His mother watched over him quietly, proud but worried. She knew how unfair this world could be to a young black man. One winter morning, Amir was arrested on false charges. He had been at a protest advocating equality when police suddenly moved in, sweeping many into custody. He was accused of inciting disturbance, a claim with little evidence. But the court date came fast, and when the day arrived, Amir walked into that courtroom with the same quiet confidence he practiced in his small apartment. The judge overseeing the case was Judge Barrett, an older, stern man known for tough sentencing and little patience for defiance. The courtroom was packed: media, spectators, family of other defendants. The tension was thick. Before a single word was spoken, whispers swirled. Younger kids, civil rights, protest. Amir stood at the defendant's stand, palms steady, breathing measured. He listened as the prosecutor launched into accusations. As he looked up, he saw the judge's faint smirk, an expression that said he didn't believe Amir could defend himself. But within Amir's chest, something stirred. Not fear, but fierce resolve. This was no ordinary trial and no ordinary teenager. From the start, the courtroom felt like a battlefield. The prosecutor paced steadily, voice cold and clipped, painting Amir as a dangerous instigator, someone to be silenced. He spoke of disturbance, threat, and public safety, twisting flimsy witness statements into damning accusations. The gallery stirred, murmurs growing. Amir remained motionless at his stand, but his mind raced. He remembered every case he had read, every legal principle he had studied late at night. He knew this moment demanded more than knowledge. It required composure, courage, and strategy. He would speak, but only when the moment was right. The defense attorney assigned to Amir was a seasoned public defender, weary and overworked. She scanned the judge's face nervously. She asked Amir if he'd like to say anything. Normally, he'd wait, but here he shook his head. He would let her open first, and he'd intervene when it mattered most. She launched into a steady, polite defense. "Your Honor, my client is a student, an activist, not a criminal." But her words barely reached the edges of the judge's scowl. She faltered when a harsh objection from the prosecutor drowned her voice. The judge banged his gavel and allowed it, cutting her short. Dust motes drifted in the sunlight through high windows, like particles of hope struggling to survive. Amir watched as witness after witness, some shaky, some hostile, took the stand. One testified he saw Amir shouting. Another said they heard a protester calling for change and blamed Amir. The prosecutor emphasized racial anger, pointed at Amir's face again and again, urging the jury to see him as a threat. The courtroom watched, silent, the tension mounting. Amir felt the walls closing in. The gallery leaned forward. He sensed the immediate danger. Every word he said could trigger a harsh reaction. But in his heart, something insistent whispered, "They've underestimated me." When the prosecutor requested an admission of guilt from Amir, a shocking move, the judge raised a brow, expecting Amir to cave. This was the turning point. It was Amir's moment. He silently rose, voice firm but calm. He asked, not pleaded, to address the court. The room hushed. All eyes landed on him. The judge, the jury, the spectators. The gallery leaned in as he began with a simple statement. I stand innocent, and today I will prove it. A gasp traveled through the courtroom, and in the judge's eyes disbelief flickered. Amir's calm confidence unsettled everyone. The tension crackled. The next exchange would be critical, and the stakes were higher than ever. The courtroom felt electrified. Every heartbeat seemed magnified. Amir stood before the judge, his voice calm but unyielding, as he laid out a single truth. He had never incited disturbance. The prosecution